We like to build up all the anticipation.
Wait for it.
Let's say hypothetically that I don't know anything about fly fishing.
Yeah, right?
It was like this instant 8-way man crush.
I'm on the fence.
The time we've been doing this podcast, I've never seen Uncle Buck perk up his dolphin procreation. Like you just flipped up out of your chair.
Yeah, he just blew out his blowhole.
What you talking about?
And that's pretty much my dream coming true, is to actually meet you guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm the humblest guy I know.
Humble. Work and do trade shows in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. You meet some pretty wild guys.
You blew it!
I'm the worst PR person ever. Fire me.
All right, we are back in the fishing hall with James Hayworth with Tackle Industries. And I'll tell you, this is booth 2302, but if you...
And 3 and 4.
And 3 and 4. And if you miss this, then, I don't know, you're just not looking. So, James, how you doing?
Pretty good.
That's good. How's the show been so far?
Great. It's been it's the first time here to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the Great American Sports Show. So that's been it's been a great show so far.
Yeah, that's great.
And we've been popping all around the show, different halls and talking to different folks. But I kept telling Stevie, we got to get back here. The giant muskie sign that's flying right here, the big flag that's up there. Stevie's our muskie king.
We don't
have time to tell you that story, but anyway.
It's for your own benefit.
Give us a quick rundown, James. What do you have here at the show? So we're on day 4 of a 9-day show. Folks are still going to have time to come down here and check us out. What's going to bring them here? What do you got to offer everybody today?
Well, honestly, what we did for this show, we didn't bring hardly anything full price. Really? And I also knew that this area is kind of muskie starved for muskie tackle. Even our full price rods for muskie, we still have on special right now for about $10 to $20 off.
Wow.
But the real specials are the lures behind me. We got a wall of muskie tackle.
I'm telling you, and some big stuff too. I love it.
My wife and I, we have about 3,000 products right now.
Wow.
So in essence, 3,000 different UPC codes.
Okay.
Well, that's a huge amount to manage.
That sure
so
is.
we're trying to get it down to about 1,500 to 1,600. So
that's still a lot, bud.
Oh, it's a lot. But
wow.
We can manage that. I've got we've got an indoor horse riding arena at home, about 240 pallets. That's the equivalent of about 11 semi-trucks sitting at our place right now in the backyard.
Holy buckets.
And needless to say, my wife and I, we walk out there, and there's literally 3 semi-trucks we don't want to see anymore.
Okay.
Of stuff. So we utilize these shows. We come in here, we knock stuff down 40 to 80% off. I mean, you see right there the up to $30 lures for $5.
That's amazing.
We've already sold out of that thing twice now.
Really? Wow. So tell us about these Vexen lures that we're looking at here.
Yeah, Tackle Industries was started as primarily a muskie and pike lure company. So about 5 years ago, we wanted to get into the multi-species and start growing our company a little more. So we came up with a new brand, Vexen. Okay. So we try to come up with a snake name. And every snake name out there is trademarked, not only trademarked, but trademarked by fishing tackle companies.
Oh, wow.
So I was racking my head downstairs one morning, and my wife came in, what's wrong? And I told her, I wanted viper, and then I wanted, a moccasin, something green snake, and I said, everything's taken. Cobra's taken, everything's taken. And she said, well, what are you trying to do? I'm like, well, viper, something sexy. She's kind of like Vixen, and then she said, Vexen. I looked it up on Google, and I was like, oh, my gosh.
You got it.
Nobody's ever
nailed
used this word before. So we trademarked it. I went into the patent office that day and online and patented the word for about $400. And
I'll tell you what, you're a better man than me because you're still giving her the credit for it. I would steal all the credit for myself. So more power to you for giving her the credit.
She might be listening. So.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there. That's probably a pretty smart move. And the stuff that you've got here from the Vexen line is amazing.
Yeah, it's been great. We really, we were already into Bass Pro, Cabela's, Dick's, all the way up to Walmart. So we already had the tie-in with a lot of the buyers. So when we came out with these, we tried to come up with some really new, innovative walleye, crappie, smallmouth, and the bass rods that we've got over there. Mm-hmm. And then that helped us. We were already kind of had our foot in the door. And then we made improvements on a lot of older designs, and that's really helped us launch us into the multi-species world.
Talk to me a little bit about the treble hooks that you've got on that other rack over there.
For those are one of the things we kind of have kind of like the jig and wrap, pup minnows. And I wanted to make ours a little different.
Right.
So we redesigned the tail so it doesn't just go up and down. It kind of zigzags to the left, to the right when you're jigging it, either for freshwater fishing or ice fishing. But I wanted to give it a little extra pop.
Right.
So VMC actually has a treble hook, and it's got 2 little pieces of epoxy that glow in the dark. So I saw that and I thought, well, that's pretty neat. They sell 2 for $3.79. So I knew that is so expensive. They're way overpricing it.
Right.
Nothing against them. They're great hooks. But I figured, you know what? I'm going to pop a little crystal in there and then add 1 more color of epoxy. And then instead of $3.79 for 2, $5.99 for 6. So, and it really
Sounds
does
good to
add
me.
a lot of pop. And I thought, honestly, this was going to be more of a marketing play, catch the customer.
Yeah.
And it might catch the fish. But I instantly got tons of replies back from my pro staff and my guides.
Really?
They said they were catching 2 to 3 to 1 for a buddy that might be sitting right next to him, but they might be using a brass hook on a
Just by
jigging type
changing
lure.
out the hooks.
Yep, that little crystal, when it swings, if it's bright out, it just catches that little bit of twinkle.
Yeah.
And then the walleye or the
That's
bass
incredible.
or smallies come in and hit it.
And it's working on pulling in the customers too, because that's what drew me in. I kept telling Stevie, we got to get back over here to this corner of the fishing hall. It's amazing.
What I had no idea, though, is that I got like my bass guys down in Florida. They're starting to get first, second, third in these tournaments. And they're doing great. And they're like, yeah, it's because of those hooks you sent down to me. We're changing the belly hooks out on our bass
That's
baits
insane.
and to that crystal hook. And it just adds that little extra flash. And that's all they need in these tournaments.
Wow.
1 fish.
Right.
And you're in 8-10 grand. So they really like the hooks.
Can you guarantee that?
Yes, everything's guaranteed to catch fish, of course.
Perfect.
So if I was to come here and buy one, this is pretty big smallmouth country here with the river, at our back door. If I was to come get one smallmouth lure from you, what would that be?
That'd be probably these rattling wasps.
Rattling wasp.
The number 4 and number 5s, they're really good. I mean, we initially made them for walleye trolling lures, but I bet probably 60% go out for other species of fish.
Yeah. Yeah. What about muskie?
Muskie, our Super D line, has been phenomenal. That's what Bass Pro, Cabela's, Dick's do really, really well with. And those are the ones also that primarily catch the most of the big muskies for our customers and clients.
That's great. I'm going to have to go fill up a shopping bag, I think.
Yeah, you're telling me.
And you got the rods back here. I mean, the whole deal. And we're standing right here at the table where they got the reels that you can put on the rods. I mean, this is basically a one-stop shop in the middle of this giant hunting and fishing mecca. But this is great. Now, James, if you could, real quick, for the folks that can't make it to the show, again, there is a couple days left, so if you get a chance, get down here. But if you can't make it to the show, James, where can they get a hold of you?
Well, we have a few coupon cards here. If they can't make it, we do have some of these specials on our website, www.vexan.com.
Cool.
And if they use a coupon code Amazon1 with the number 1 behind it, upon checkout, they can get 15% off for the next month.
Awesome.
So just trying to give people that leave and they think, dang it, I wish I would have bought that.
Shoulda,
Then
coulda,
they can
woulda.
come and buy something on us.
That's great. Thanks so much for your time, James. We really appreciate it. You already got a pile of people here, and we're standing in the way. We're going to get out of the way, let you keep doing your thing. Thanks again for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, here we are back in the fishing hall again with Rob from Engel Coolers, booth 2640. How's it going, Rob?
It's been a spectacular start to a long week. But it's going great. Thanks.
Is this your first year at the show?
It's our third year.
It's your third
year.
That's great. That's great.
Absolutely.
And how's the week been?
Oh, it's been great. One of the fun things about a show like this is visiting with people that we see from year to year, and they come back to say hello. And it makes it such a family event, and it's great to be here.
That's cool. That's cool. What struck us, we all, or several of us, use your products for transporting live bait, everything from shrimp to shiners, minnows. Spot, whatever.
Jumbo minnows.
Jumbo minnows, you name it, we use it. And
we've even kept it frozen.
Yeah.
Keeps the frozen stuff frozen,
Yeah, beyond that, if we're not using it for live bait, we use it to just as a regular cooler, so.
Yeah, the live bait cooler has really is flying off the shelves, and funny enough, it's become so popular in the Northeast and the Midwest for ice fishing. So it's really become our number 1 product, and we're really excited about that product and its growth in the marketplace.
That's cool. I get compliments on my bait bucket, basically. People all the time at tackle shops, and the guys filling it up. Wow, that's a nice live well, they call it.
It's lightweight, it's durable, and most importantly, it keeps your bait alive whether in hot conditions or cold.
Yeah,
so.
I was just gonna say it keeps them warm and it keeps them cold.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah. So what do you have at the show this year?
Yeah, so one of the reasons why this year's show was important to us to reach out to everybody in the surrounding areas was because we have our new HD30 bag. It's a 840 denier bag that's TPU coated, so it's very durable for almost any outdoor conditions.
Yeah.
Has a food grade interior liner and our new patent pending vacuum technology to pull that warm air out of the insulated area. So So we see this trend in moving from hard, heavy coolers to soft, lightweight, mobile coolers. But with the technology now that this new 30-liter bag can actually hold temps for 4 days plus.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's rugged too. I mean, it's like really, really rugged. It looks. And I like the trim,
it looks
trim
good.
in different colors.
Yeah, the high-vis collars and trim, really with the hunter and outdoorsman in mind.
Yeah.
It's been a great hit. We're really excited about some of our major retail partners coming on board with us in the spring. In production, it's been difficult to keep up with demand over the last couple months. So it's been a great new product for both us and our customers.
Our fans and friends know we're partial to the orange and black.
Yeah, no kidding.
Very cool.
Now, can people purchase at the show here?
Yeah, we're our traditional rotomotive coolers. We're showing here. We've got a show special on our new HD coolers, $50 discount for everybody who's here, and we're also in partnership with one of our local dealers, In Gear Cycles, who's over in the duck call room. They've got a nice supply and can help local customers as well.
Wow, cool. What else do you have for sale here?
A little bit of our whole line. If your listeners aren't familiar with Engel, we've got a line that really reaches a broad spectrum of uses. Everywhere from our very economical but durable day boxes, our dry box coolers that we produce with our to make our live bait cooler. Mm-hmm. Those are here. All those are under $100. We've got our backpack coolers with our new Prime 1 designs.
Wow.
On sale for $99.
Wow.
Our HDs for $150. And all of our decorated tumblers are $20.
That's awesome.
Across the board, and I have to say this as an end user, the pricing structure is right where I feel like I can get the best bang for my buck. I mean, that to me, like you said, there's a lot of coolers that you have for under $100 that are just, they work.
It's practical.
It's practical and it works. And so that's my big takeaway and number one reason why we had to stop here to make sure that that we're huge fans of your product.
Well, we appreciate that, and we understand that the rotomotive cooler, as great as it is, and 10-day ice retention and all that, it's not for everybody, and so we're not trying to push that on everybody's truck, because that's not what everybody needs.
Yeah. Well, I can see it. I mean, the versatility of it all, but we love our bait buckets.
We sure do.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a nice offering over at our dealer's booth coming tomorrow. We've got some factory seconds that have all been refurbished and nearly 50% off.
Wow!
So everybody should check that out. If you're in the market for a live bait cooler, they're going to be here at the show at In Gear. I think they're 3640.
Okay.
What
was their name again?
In Gear Cycles.
In Gear Cycles. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, they're at a Hershey.
They are.
Yep.
No kidding.
Yep.
Local guys too.
Yep.
Awesome.
Local company.
Very cool. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for coming on our show.
Guys, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it, and hope everybody enjoys the show and stay safe with this weather coming in.
Yeah, no kidding. Thanks, bud.
All right, take care.
See you.
Hey guys, it's Ryan. We made our way back down here to the gun hall. We're in the 200 row. I think the booth number here is 257, right?
You bet, Ryan.
And we are here. This thing is amazing. We saw this the other day walking through, and we thought we got to get back down here. So Rick, tell us a little bit. Where are we at? What are we looking at here?
Okay, so we've all used binocular harnesses for a number of years. We started out in the mid-'90s with the crooked horn harness, which was our best friend for the longest time because we had no harness. After a while, You use that harness and you realize that it gets soft and spongy and it's sagging. And I found myself adjusting the buckles constantly to try and keep my binocular to my chest.
Sure.
If you keep it to the center of your chest, you couldn't get them to your eyes without fatigue. So it became a battle, okay? Back and forth battle. The flat straps where I hunt, the wind would vibrate them, something terrible, which made my vision blurry because the binoculars shook too, and you cannot stop it. So I did a wind study, and I found out the round cords don't vibrate in the wind, okay? So that was step one. Step two was, how do I make it adjust and keep both sides the same size at all times? That was killer to come up with this grommet that I've got. When you adjust the grommet, it pinches the cord in a way that doesn't allow one side to get longer than the other.
Okay.
And as you can see, I can go from loose to adjusted rather quickly.
Yeah,
Within 2 seconds, I can do what would take me 20 minutes on my old harness.
And you're doing that with the headset and all kinds of extra wires hanging off you that we can strap you up with. So that's impressive.
And I find myself doing it in the field. I want it within the 1 inch of where I want it because that's my sweet spot, right? So then I designed hardware that disconnects when it's frozen without breaking, unlike the big gaudy hooks, okay? Don't play with those hooks when they're frozen, they will snap.
Right.
So here's what we've got. Because this glides, when you lift the binoculars, the hardware glides on the cord. When you reach the end of it, it's a gentle stretch. That's your stable view. It stabilizes your glass. The cords don't vibrate in the wind, therefore you have a clear image.
Nice.
Now,
okay.
The second problem we have with harnesses today is there's no place to put your rangefinder. So we come up with a dual attachment that allows me to connect the rangefinder that, as you can see, has no impedance on the lift of the binocular.
Right.
And you lock this wherever you want on the cord, keeping it under your arm, under control, yet here when you need it, okay?
You know where it's at all the time.
And you're not taking your eyes off the animal
Yep.
at any time. Most importantly, when you're putting it down, I mean, you've spotted your game. You do not want to take your eyes off of him. So you just let it go like that and everything's great. This could be a GPS, rangefinder, game call, pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the beauty of that is the clip itself, right?
The clip itself. It's a two-part piece with a lock on both ends. It's rather unique. Now we get into the positioning of this harness. You've all belly crawled with a pair of binoculars.
Well, Stevie hasn't probably.
Oh, he's still learning. Okay.
He's only stalking fish.
Oh,
so he probably.
I understand. He's one of those.
I belly crawl for those.
Yeah, up to the shoreline.
Absolutely.
If you've got a way to strap the rod down across his chest while he's belly crawling, we need to look into that.
I'm thinking that would work.
I got fly fishermen that are modifying this harness for that.
No kidding.
Okay, so here's where we're at. I just locked the front of the optics down so they don't pivot. I can go through a fence line and not scratch the glass on the bob wire. And most people don't even worry about it till it's too late.
Right.
Okay.
You don't think about it till
Exactly my point. Now, let's say you're going to ride a horse or a quad. You kick one shoulder off in just a flash of a second, slide it to the binocular to the side, and you can see there's absolutely no movement. Okay? Get on a horse. You grab the cord, wrap it around the front objective, rock and roll. Now that is as solid as it gets.
Look at that.
Okay. Let's pretend we're a 3D shooter, right?
Okay.
We're out on the archery course. We don't want this compression because it's too tight. We're just having a happy day. So let's kick this lower cord off my shoulder, create a bandolero. You listeners can realize a bandolero is just like a purse, okay? Purses swing left, swing right. The women can't control it. But as you can see, I just grab the cord from the backside, throw it around the objective, pulls it back. I can lean forward. It doesn't go.
It's not moving.
It's not moving? Thanks, Steve. And when you tip that out, swing it up, you still can use it and have no effect. It's awesome. One more thing. When you turn this into a neck strap, what you can do, as you know, neck straps have about 3 inches of adjustment. That's why we hate them. They're just not adjustable.
Right.
This thing, as you can see, goes all the way up to there. I get rid of all the swing and the binoculars behave. It's like, wow, that was too easy. And at the end of the day, when you wrap your binoculars around with the cord, snap it back together, set them on your dash, they're out of the way. Have you ever lifted your binoculars and your harness out of your backpack? Everything comes with it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And at night, you lose your little stuff, right? With this wrapped back around it, it's awesome. And I got to say, it's not just a binocular harness. People have been using this in emergency situations to carry a gun, to tie their tent down, to tie stuff on their backpack. And this cord, I have it built in the U.S., went to a cord company. Can we make a cord last? They said, you bet, Rick, we can do that. It's all about the money. Yeah. So I paid them for a sample, 10,000 feet.
Okay.
And a little more than I wanted.
Yeah.
And here is a cord, guys. I know the listeners can't see it, but look at the fuzz and the wear. That's 8 years of constant pounding.
Yeah, and I was just assuming this was just, standard shock cord that you get inside a tent pole, but that's not what we're dealing with, is it?
It's not. In fact, all my shooting sticks and tent poles, I replaced the cord with this.
That's great.
This is 8 years.
That's 8 years. It's been just beat up, and look at it.
I've got some that looks worse than that that's 8 minutes old.
There you go. Yeah. So there's the deal, the ultralight bino harness by Rick Young Outdoors.
Wow. So what are you selling these for down here, Rick?
Okay, so at the show, we've got one for $25.
Okay.
Or two for $40. Okay. Obviously, no shipping involved, and we're giving them personal service, fitting them up, and send them on their way.
Definitely appreciate the time, Rick. Guys, get down here, check them out. It's booth 257.
Absolutely.
Down here in the Firearms Hall. You can't miss it.
Appreciate it. Ryan and Steve, you guys are awesome. I can't believe the coverage you're giving me. This product is extremely well received, and I look forward to all the guests you're driving to us.
Do you have a website, Rick? People can't make it to the show.
Absolutely. It's rickyoungoutdoors.com. Super easy. And
perfect.
We've got a 3-minute video on the website where these folks can actually watch what we're talking about.
Awesome. Good deal. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks
for your
guys.
time again, Rick.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
So we're down here at the fishing hall once again, and we're with Sandblaster Baitcaster, and I've seen this before. And I just talked to Malcolm Dooley. Did I say it right?
Yes, sir.
Shane, this is Ryan.
Catfish, a question for you.
Oh, yeah, let's
start. When you say you saw this before, was it in your dreams?
It was in my dreams.
I think it might have been.
I saw this in Ocean City, Maryland with some shark fishermen.
Okay.
And they were using it, and I literally wanted one so bad, but I've never actually found where I could buy one. So I'm excited that you're here and I can see it at the Great American Outdoor Show, because when I watched those guys, shooting bait out with the rod, and I had to kayak my stuff out, I have to say I was jealous.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the only way to do it. We're the only people in the world to make it. It's solid stainless steel. This thing will blast your bait 300 yards plus. I mean, you don't have to hop in the water. You don't have to deal with the sharks on the surfboard. You just hop on and you just shoot them on out.
Oh, it's awesome. Malcolm, tell us what we actually have here. For the people who can't visually see it, only hear it, tell us what you got.
So what this is basically it's a solid stainless steel air pressured bait launcher. Mm-hmm. So you get everything here. It's a tripod. It breaks down, but it's air pressured, comes with your bait molds, comes with your compressor, but it's got a long tube on it, and you have a bait molds that we send with it, and rigs and weights, and you put your weights in the bait mold, and then you put your bait in the bait mold, and then you freeze it, and then you have a bullet. And that bullet makes it aerodynamic, and that gets it out there 300 yards.
And these are the molds sitting here like on the table. So
yes, sir. Those are them right there.
I got you.
So you pull those out, and it not only does it go 300 yards, but when it hits the water 300 yards, the bait's still on the hook. So you don't have to worry about flying around and doing anything else. But
it's perfect.
It's really nice, though. You pull up to the beach. If you want to fish for 45 minutes, you pull up, blast a few out. It's not a hassle of swimming in the water.
So you're just taking your cooler out and keeping these with you in a cooler then?
Yeah. They'll stay cool. They'll stay frozen for an entire day, which regular ice. If you go out there 4 or 5 days, you dry ice. I go camping with them all the time. And
really? So let me give you a visual for my brother Pennsylvania rednecks out there that don't know what we're looking at. It looks like don't let me insult you here, but it looks like a giant potato gun that we all made when we were kids. But the tube up the top is clear, which I've never seen. I don't remember seeing anything like that before. So you can actually watch the bullet go down so that you know where it's like in the right place.
Yeah, that's a key thing right there, because a lot of times the frozen bullets are pretty tight in there, and then you need to see it clear. You need to see that bullet slid all the way down too.
Sure, just like a muzzleloader, right?
Yeah, you want to make sure your bullet's loaded in the chamber, so it's a real nice aspect there. And we just stainless steel. You dunk this thing in the ocean, you don't even have to wash it off.
Oh, it's amazing. So past the clear tube, we have a U that's stainless steel into a chamber, and it says max 100 psi. How do I load this?
So it comes with an air compressor, and this air compressor we send with it, you just basically hook it up and you pressurize it to 100 psi, and then you have a handle over here with the safety and whatnot, and you just dump the air. When you dump the air at full throttle, it goes all the way, and that's what shoots your bait. The compressor we send, you can either plug into your cigarette lighter, or what a lot of guys do, they clip the wires and they get like a $10 lawnmower battery from Home Depot or something. And they can walk down the jetties with it. As well as we got other accessories like CO2 tanks that we can hook up to, and you can walk down and fill up 7 or 8 times with this thing, and they're great to use. I mean, people love them.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for years, and no one wants to return them.
It's so
I guarantee it. So the metal cylinder itself that actually holds the max 100 psi, then it has a stainless steel handle come up with a rod holder tube on it. So the rod's actually sitting parallel with it over top the tube,
Just
so that when you fire this, so you're just leaving your bail open and it's just gone.
I hope your bail's open.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what we get a lot of people joking about that. They go, "Oh man, don't leave your bail open. You lose the pole." No, I forgot to do it many times.
Snap the line.
Yeah, it's going out so fast that kind of warp speed just pops the line. The pole doesn't even move. You do have to use spinning reel because the speed the bolt's going out. You can't have any gears moving or anything like that. It's going out almost 300 feet per second.
Well, if you're not using a spinning reel to surf fish anyhow, you can unfriend me on Facebook. No, I'm just kidding. No, this setup is amazing, and it's very difficult here at the Great American Outdoor Show for people who can't see what we're saying. So before we go any further, if you're listening to this right now and you want to jump onto your phone, what's the website? Where can they look at it while we're talking?
So the website and company is Bunker Up Fishing, without a G. Make sure it's without a G. So BUNKER UP fishing.com, and the company is Bunker Up Fishing LLC. So that's our company, Bunker Up Fishing. This is the Sandblaster Baitcaster, and so you can go on the website. You can check out all of our products. Everything we make is stainless steel. Everything we make is a lifetime warranty on it. We have a policy: you buy it once, you don't buy it again. It's lifetime policy. We don't have to replace it. So that's kind of our whole deal, is that it's all American made. We have our own facility. We make every single aspect of it. We don't let anybody touch our work. We do it, we inspect it, we quality control, and we ship it out in Austin, Texas.
So if I got a problem with it, I just call you up, send it back.
If you got a problem with it, you can send it back or anything you want.
I don't see anything that could actually go wrong with it. I mean, it's bulletproof.
It's solid.
Yeah.
Solid. And here's the thing that I'm thinking about right now. That 300 yards, that's a pretty magic number for you, Catfish, because I believe you love where you live in that big lake. Mm-hmm. Don't you love fishing about 50 yards off the dam?
It's the magic number.
Don't you live about 250 yards from the dam?
248.
So I'm thinking we set this up in your driveway, and we fish from your driveway.
You could shoot this bait into the lake from my driveway. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
genius!
And I was thinking originally, okay, well, we launched the bait from the driveway.
I'm pretty.
And by the time we walk up there, all we got to do is set the hook. But thing is, it's got the rod holder right here. We don't have to leave your driveway.
No, we'll just drag them back. We'll put 80-pound braid on there. We'll just drag them back down the hill.
It's perfect.
I love it.
Perfect.
That's an amazing idea. I'm excited about this. So I'm gonna let everybody in. Some people that followed me on Instagram and Facebook in the earlier saw that I tried to make one of these to go catfishing, and I broke 2 rods because my design was horrible. But we did shoot a lot of potatoes and walnuts and stuff like that out of it, so we got the use out of it. Actually, it's still there. It's covered with R2 stickers. The neighbor hates it. But, so having said that, I'm fishing early in the morning, surf fishing. So I always do my pros and cons. So how loud is it?
There's almost no sound. I mean,
because
it's just
my
a release
potato gun sounds like a cannon going on.
Well, you're using explosives, though, correct?
I'm using. I can't say white rain hairspray, but I'm using white rain.
Yeah. So That's. I don't know. You got. No, this is all air compressed, so it's a little different. There's no boom. There's no bang. It's like if you're releasing air.
You know what I mean? Because there are some non-fishermen down on some surfs and jetties that'll go, "Oh, that's dangerous." Like if it's loud, then they'll say it's dangerous. So it's great that it don't make the noise.
No, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, use your head, don't shoot into a crowd.
Yeah, no. You always got one person that has to jog under your fishing line too that says it's dangerous. So anybody.
Oh yeah. Well, everyone's gonna complain about everything. Doesn't matter what you do. I like it a lot. I live in Austin, Texas. We got some big lakes there, and right in the middle of the lake, about 250 yards. and it's about 200 feet deep, and that's where these big catfish are.
Yep.
So I go camping out there, and I load my bait molds up with chicken. And I shoot them out there, and I camp about 6 of them. Every morning I wake up, there's catfish on there. But you can use it freshwater,
He's
too.
talking right to you, isn't he?
He's talking right to my heart, isn't
That's
he?
fantastic.
Oh, he doesn't know. Like, we went to ATA. Me and Ryan did a wrap-up of the ATA show in Indianapolis. So I always tell everybody from each show, there's some things that I want to have, and there's things that I will have. And this just made the top of my...
It does not surprise me at all.
It's like the Rambo bike, but
Yeah.
the Rambo bike in ATA, I had to have the electric Rambo bike. I'll have one of these. It's not even a must. I have to have it.
We're gonna make a trailer to haul this thing behind your Rambo bike too. It's
I'm
gonna be
mount
a thing
it
of
to the
beauty.
Rambo bike.
Oh Lord,
and paint it black.
It's a beautiful thing. Well,
I know,
Malcolm,
it would suck to paint it. It is beautiful, isn't it?
hey, we appreciate the time, bud. We're gonna get out of your hair. This booth has been nonstop. This thing draws so much attention. We're right next to the hog tank over here.
Yeah,
when
come
you're
see
in the
this
fishing
thing.
hall, guys, you got to check this thing out. Of course, a couple days left on the show, so get down here if you can. And if not, Malcolm, what was the website one more time?
BunkerUpFishing without a G.com. So bunkerupfishing.com.
Can they see this on any other social media outlets, like Facebook or Instagram?
Oh, yeah. Well, we have an Instagram, Bunker Up Fishing. We got a Facebook page, Bunker Up Fishing. So those are our two main social media aspects. We post lots of videos. The Facebook page is great because every new product we have, which we're coming out with probably 5 new products every month the past 2-3 months, we post it on there in a video and everything like that, so you can keep track of everything news coming out.
Perfect.
That's awesome. So, I mean, if you come down to the show and buy one from the show special, Malcolm's didn't tell anybody, but you can actually get an invite to Texas to fish for these monster catfish. You just have to find where Malcolm's fishing.
You can give me a call. Anybody wants to come fishing is a friend of mine.
Absolutely, boss. I appreciate the time, man.
Thanks,
Thank
Malcolm.
you. I appreciate it.
All right, everyone, we are back in the fishing hall with Todd Fouché, booth 2225 with Roundabout Watercrafts. You've seen them all over social media. Roundabout Watercrafts. Todd, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
Good. How's the show been?
It's been really good. I really enjoy this show. Last year was my first year, and I definitely wanted to come back, and it's not disappointed at all. It's been awesome.
That's great. We were just talking. We walked past your booth here, and we see, what do you got? Three boats here. One of them's a pink one. Catfish is threatening to buy for his wife.
Oh, I got my hand on it right now. Lacey would love this. It's got a trolling motor on it, Steve.
Isn't that nuts?
So for people that don't know what we're talking about, jump on social media or on the internet and look these up real quick. But I'll explain it to you. It's the round boats that you see guys catching. I've seen guys on YouTube catch bull sharks off these.
Yeah.
Like literally bull sharks with tuna rods. And he has a video over here of these guys trying to tip it, and it's impossible. But the seat is in the middle, and this one is the pink one. We're going to talk about the pink one because Lacey likes it because there's a double seater next to me for me and Stevie. But it has 4 latches. So it has four nice storage consoles in it. But the seat itself is like a swivel fishing seat with an umbrella and a trolling motor on it. How could you not love it? I mean, to take this out and catch crappies off it or catfish. That's what I would do with it. But
yeah, it's perfect for that. I mean, that's our main target is freshwater fishermen. Even though we're in Florida, we're on Tampa Bay. We use it saltwater fishing all the time, but the majority of our clients are freshwater fishermen.
Bass fishermen.
Yeah,
and stuff.
bass fishermen, catfish, crappie.
I bet you could sneak up on some snook with this.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, 85% of our catches in saltwater are within 15 feet of the boat.
Really?
Yeah, it's that quiet in the water.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's. I hate to say that it's a rounder kayak, but at the same time, our listeners know I fell out of my kayak twice this year and lost a few phones.
that you've owned up to.
This solves it. Yeah, this solves it.
What makes it so stable?
It's the beam of the boat. It's 72 inches wide. So your typical John boat, under 18 feet long, is anywhere from about 48 to 54 inches in width.
Okay.
Your biggest kayak in the market right now, I think, is 38 inches with the Hobie Pro Angler. So you take 72 inches of beam, but you don't extend the length. You get an ultimate stability aspect of it. So you have 22 square feet of flat deck space. So you're almost like standing on a deck of a bass boat.
Right.
And the stability aspect of it, we have yet to flip this, and we've tried. I've got video of a 290-pound guy trying to jump on the very front, trying to flip it over. 350-pound guy leaning over the sides, grabbing fish. We throw 10-foot cast nets from it. So it's extremely comfortable because you're seated in a natural position, unlike being in a kayak where your knees are above your hips.
Sure,
where after a while, like me, I have arthritis in my left hip. So for me, sitting in that position for any long period of time, it gets very tiresome.
No, I hear you that.
So you see these pictures behind you. We got a picture of someone standing. It, looks fairly comfortable. No issues there. Someone sitting, kind of trolling through.
The mangroves.
Trolling through mangroves, yes.
Total Florida.
You take it anywhere.
Yes.
You take it anywhere.
That picture behind us with him coming through the mangroves with the trolling motor, that screams like Snook Playground.
Oh yeah, this is a very well known area down in Tampa Bay called Cockroach Bay, where we were in the back country at this time doing a photo shoot and video and stuff like that. So it's a kind of a perfect representation of at least the Florida lifestyle of what this boat can do.
We
for
would have
you.
loved to have helped you with that.
Yeah.
Next year, when you want to redo all these pictures. Well, I'm excited about this one over here. So let's go. So there's a 2-seater here that we actually have me and Stevie fishing off of. But beside it, we actually have a pop-up duck blind on a camouflage roundabout. I don't know how that can't be more amazing. I mean, throw some corn stalks on it, but I could totally see waterfowl hunting out of that.
Oh, definitely. We've got a lot of guys that do it, and it's been real popular in Louisiana. And the neat thing about it is this boat will float with a 350-pound guy, 2 batteries, and full of gear. Will float in 3 inches of water.
The draft's just 3 inches?
Yes.
3 inches?
3 inches. And it will literally draft about 1 inch to 1.5 inches without the person in it, but with all the gear in it.
Wow.
So if you come up to a real shallow spot, I literally was able to take, in about that deep of water, I had a guy sitting in it, and I was literally able to take him off the beach and put him in deep enough water to where he could take off.
Wow.
And we're talking deep enough water like this for the trolling motor.
Yeah.
So it's very versatile. The blind actually pops down and folds down, so it's really it's really a neat aspect to the duck hunting part. Wow. So we have, the 2-seater actually pops out and interchanges with a single seat like that.
Yeah,
so it's very quick to interchange between the two.
So how much do these weigh?
The boat itself weighs 110 pounds.
That's it.
So you can throw it in the back of a truck.
My kayak weighs more than that.
Yeah, you can tow it with a Honda Accord.
You can tow that one right there with a golf cart. So
I drive a Honda Accord.
It will do it.
Now, do all 3 of these models right here have the same weight limit to them?
Yes, they're all the same boat, just different colors.
I got you.
So
what is the weight
of
limit?
674 pounds.
Really?
Yep.
That's quite a bit compared to a kayak weight limit.
Yeah. That sure is. Wow.
David Kyles is standing here next to me. He looks actually fairly excited about the waterfowl one standing here, but get your foot off this one because I might buy it. So I can't see under the hull. Can you tell me what the under this hull looks like?
Sure. The bottom, of course, is flat, but then there's 3 strakes that allow this boat to track true and straight in the water.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, the only time it will spin in circles is if you take the trolling motor and turn it all the way to the side, then it will turn on a dime.
Sure.
But other than that, the boat, if you're in a wind situation, a tidal situation, anything else like that, this boat will go straight with the wind and straight with the tide.
Will it?
Yeah, so you don't have that tendency to sit there and go like this. So actually, I like when I have a little bit of wind because I can really use that wind to my advantage. I've learned to where in a 15-mile-an-hour wind, I can get this boat to sit in the same spot without having to do anything. I can turn this motor in reverse, face the back of the boat into the wind, and literally sit right there.
Wow. And I see it's got some anchor cleats, so it doesn't bother it with the design to throw an anchor out with a little bit of pull and some current?
Not at all. It will sit pretty much in the same spot, no matter if you do it from the back or from the front.
Yeah.
It swings very little. Plus, you have that 360-degree advantage. So even if you were anchored back here, you could still fish off the back.
Sure.
So you're not limited. You don't have to. You're not limited to 180 degrees. You have 360 degrees.
And I see that it has a 3 cleat. It has 3 different cleat markings on it, so that you can anchor from 3 different spots.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever fished with 2 people off of one before?
Oh, God, yeah. I've got videos of us fishing off 2 people. It's actually the neat thing about it is people think, well, they're close to me, but you're side by side and not front to back. I've never had to go, oh God, here comes a lure. Oh God, here
like
comes
a tandem kayak.
Right.
Yeah.
Or a John boat or anything else like that. So when you're side by side, the cool thing about this is the guy sitting in one seat could be facing one way, the guy in the other seat could be facing towards the back, controlling the trolling motor at the time, and you could be actually hitting the same shoreline. He's going up front, you're in the back, so you're taking care of the same shoreline at the same time.
That's sweet. Can we set up the waterfowl hunting one with 2 seats?
Most definitely.
So that me and DK can hunt together.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I mean, if he would ever invite me out, we could do.
Yeah, good luck with that, bud. Man.
So I'm really impressed. I guess really, my biggest question. So say we latch into like a 30, 40-pound flathead catfish, in a night. So you can kneel on this and reach down into the water, and it's not.
No, you're not going.
Even pulling that weight up.
No, it's not going. It's not going anywhere. Yeah. I mean, we've done some extreme things in this boat to try to get it to go over. We've had it in close to 3-foot waves. Just showing people that if you do get caught in a bad situation, literally, I've been filming a TV show where the guy was sitting here. I walked around back and I was netting fish, and we were both on the same side of the boat.
Really?
But
That's
never
crazy.
Felt that it was going to go, oh gosh, we're going over. And the people, if I can get somebody in this boat, I don't have to say another word. The boat sells itself.
Yeah.
I've never, knock on wood, never had somebody come and demo the boat down in Florida and not buy a boat.
That's crazy.
Does it self-bail, or if you got water in it?
Yeah, it does. It has channels on the deck that allow it to flow to the center of the boat, and the center of the boat has a hole that goes to the bottom of the boat, so it's a hole all the way through. And then we have drains in each one of the storage units, and then we have a giant drain in the very back of the boat.
Oh yeah.
The only time we ever get water in the boat is if it rains. And at that time, even if you get water in the hull, we've drilled 9 holes. We've drilled 9 holes into this boat and tried to get it to sink it. We sat in it for over an hour, and we were not able to get it. It fills up to a certain extent, and then the air pressure pushes that back down on it.
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, I love it. Where can people find one of these? Like, where can you order one? Where can we find out more about you?
Roundabout Watercrafts with an S.com is our website. We have tons of video on YouTube, over 73 videos for every question we've ever been asked, from stability aspect, portability, how does it do in boat wakes. Pretty much every question I've been asked, we have a video for it. And then, so our website has those videos, and we have all of our packages on there, because I think now we're up to like 8 different packages of how you can interchange like a 2-seater with the galvanized trailer now, and then we have the aluminum trailer, single seat with the umbrella system. So there's a lot of different accessories that we offer with the boat.
I like how you can customize it to suit you. Like, I can have the camo one, Lacey can have the pink one, and she's not using mine, and vice versa.
No, you can't have that.
No.
Yeah.
David Kyle can use the pink one.
He'd look good in there.
As I say, real men fish in pink boats.
I've always said that. So can people make a deal on one at the show here? Can we order one?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. And usually it takes about up here. It takes about 4 to 5 days to get to you. So it's relatively pretty quick turnaround.
Not bad at all.
No, if we get the order before 12 o'clock, we send it out usually that same day.
You send out a boat that same day.
Yeah. Yeah, every once in a great while we'll go on back order, because the 2-seaters, we build them as fast as we sell them, and we're
build them
having to build them as fast as we can.
Good night. Well, that's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thanks for talking to us, boss.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I've been wanting to fish out of these for so long, since I saw that video, and I know it was an extreme video, but because you make those videos, everybody I talk to wants, and we don't see them here very often.
No, being up close to it is really.
I think this is a total picture op for me and you to sit here. We just got to go over to Trout Magnet and get some fishing rods. Todd, it's a pleasure, boss.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks,
I appreciate it. It was very nice for you guys to stop by. Appreciate it very much.
Booth 2225, 2225 in the fishing hall. Get down here and see Todd at Roundabout Watercrafts.
Absolutely. And if you don't make it down, you have to go on YouTube and watch some of these videos.
Yeah.
These things are epic.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we are back in the fishing hall, aisle 2700, right across from the deeper booth, with Captain Jack Passe of the Charter Boat Windy and Windy Guide Service. Captain, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
We're great. Now, we've been at the deeper booth off and on all week long, and you're directly across the aisleway from us. And we've been staring at these geese, these stripers, and these sharks mounts that you have all week long, and just got to talk to you.
Good. I'm glad you're over here.
Yeah. It's good to talk to you. So tell us a little bit about your organization up there in Montauk, correct?
Right. We're right at the eastern tip of Long Island. We're 125 miles out, actually, in the Atlantic. We're east of New York City.
Okay.
Right at the next place you come to land is Portugal. We're the closest port to Portugal on the East Coast.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. And, I've been doing this for over 50 years. I'm on my 10th renewal for my license. You renew every 5 years.
Okay.
And, the Windy is a full-time operation. We have the best striped bass fishing in the world, bar none. There's no question about it.
Really?
Every other place just looks up to us.
Well, after 50 years, you've been doing something right.
Oh, yeah. Last year, we probably had 100 fish over 40 pounds.
No.
We did not catch a 50 last year. Catching a 50, that's the real magic number.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years, I've caught 48 over 50 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Wow. So I see pictures of, looks like obviously stripers, some bluefish.
Yep.
Maybe some.
Look at these
some
thrashers.
blackfish. Yeah.
Yep.
The thrasher sharks are amazing.
Yep, the sharks. The one picture there, all of these pictures that are up here, they're all from like within the last 2 years.
Okay.
That one picture that's down in the bottom there, that fish, we caught him. He's the only old picture that you'll see here.
Yeah.
And he's, I guess I caught him in, I don't know, maybe 82, 83, something like that. It was the early 80s before the closure for striped bass.
Sure.
Yeah. And that fish was 67 pounds.
Wow. That's every bit as tall as you are, almost.
That's
right?
not me. That's one of my customers.
Is it?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, he just looks good like me.
That's what it is. I like it.
So how far offshore do you go?
Most of I used to do canyon trips and everything, but we don't do that anymore. Most of our bass fishing takes place between Montauk Point and Block Island.
Okay.
In the summertime, we spend a lot of time over by Block Island. You've got, Montauk is a natural. We have all kinds of rips and rock piles and everything like that. And we just have, that's what makes Montauk such a natural haven for striped bass is what it is.
Yeah, you can't go online on YouTube and Google striped bass fishing and
without coming up
with Montauk. Yeah, that's one of our bucket list places to go fish for them.
Now we'd be remiss though if we didn't mention all the geese pictures that are over here on the other side of the booth, underneath that beautiful one you got hanging.
Yep.
What's the service that you've got there for
the guide
Canadians?
service? What we do is we have various hedgerow blinds and goose pits out in farm fields.
Okay.
We hunt them all inland, out of farms, whether they're potato fields. Montauk, of course, Long Island. You've heard of Long Island potatoes?
Yes.
Well, that's where we hunt them.
Okay.
And all the decoys we use are stuffers, which is an actual real goose that I make into a decoy. So actually all of our pits are green because we recycle every bird that we kill.
No kid.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I'd be shooting the decoys. I'm not much of a goose hunter.
That's why we don't take him with us a lot.
They don't take me.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yep.
So you're a 4-season
That's right.
service.
That's what we do. Yep.
Awesome.
When we get through with this show, I'll be starting working on the boat. The goose season actually ends tomorrow. I've got hunters out there today.
Yeah.
And they killed 5 today. It's not very good weather, and I'm not there guiding today. But
that's the difference.
Somebody else out there.
It'd have been 15 if you weren't down here, huh?
I hope so. I'd like to think it was. Our total for the geese this year is over 400. Last year, we had a banner year, and we killed 442 geese.
Wow.
And all Canadians. We did kill 1 snow goose. We don't get snow geese on Long Island.
Yeah.
And this year we did kill 2 Ross's geese, which is very, very rare.
Okay.
And I couldn't even, when my dog Gus brought the first one back, when we watching him fly, I thought it was a snow goose, and we killed it. And when the dog brought it back, I'm handed this little tiny snow goose, right? And I said, wow, this looks like a Ross's goose. I had never, ever seen one. They're so rare. And I called up a friend of mine who is an absolute master birder. He has 10,000 species, Jimmy Ash. And I said, Jimmy, I think I killed 2 Ross's geese today. And he was like, no way, it's impossible, right? Not that there's anything illegal. They're not a rare bird in the rest of the country. They're a rare bird on Long Island. Right. Well, anyway, I sent him a picture, and he said, yeah, they're Ross's geese.
That's fantastic.
So one of them is going to the the South Fork Museum of Natural History in Bridgehampton, and the other one is going to the American Museum of Natural History in Manhattan. So I'm going to be right alongside of Teddy Roosevelt.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Cool. Well,
and just so everybody knows, little known fact, being from Montauk, I'm just going to go out on a limb and guess this. Billy Joel was singing about you when he was singing about Captain Jack. Am I right?
Yeah, that's right. Believe it or not, I've met Billy Joel many times.
Really?
He's out there.
I'm telling you, that song was about you, Captain.
That's right. You got it.
All right, so if you guys get down here to the show, like Stevie said, we're in the Fishing Hall, 2700 row, right across from the Deeper booth. Stop in, meet up with Captain Jack, take a look at what he's got going on, try to book a hunt. Now, Captain Jack, where can they find you if they can't make it down here to the show?
They can find us on Facebook. We have a website, chartaboatwindy.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. And that's about it.
You're everywhere.
We're doing
Easy to find you.
We're doing our best. Yep.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you, Captain.
very much
All righty.
for the time.
Thank you.
Take care.
Right. Bye now.
Hey guys, back in the Fishing Hall again. We are in the 2500 row. I believe the booth number was
2507.
2507. We are here with Terry T. Allen Rods.
What a booth.
I'm telling you, guys, this is something else. Now, we did a Facebook Live a couple minutes ago with Mike.
Yeah.
And he had us outside doing a little casting demo. I was pathetic. As usual, but being like the new guy on the team as far as the world of fishing goes, that's to be understood. We saved Stevie for last.
You did good, bud.
These T. Allen rods are something else. Now, Terry,
Thank you.
Tell us what you guys have here.
Well, one of the things that we were looking for something that would give us maybe a little edge, and the carbon fiber rods really, to me, are more superior than any blend that you can ever have. They're more sensitive. The way they flex, the way they bend, they actually load like fly rods.
Yeah.
And you can actually throw them a mile. As a tournament fisherman, I wanted something to give me an edge.
Sure.
And this actually will allow me to stay further off, make a longer cast, and make a better presentation. And to me, if you're going to catch fish, they don't need to know you're there.
Right. So where are you at?
We're out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida. Man, there's worse places to live, ain't there?
Well, there's no snow, I can tell you that.
And what do you do? What do you do down there?
I'm a charter captain.
Okay.
I do charters all the time. So I actually started fishing, and one of the things too about these rods is I needed something no matter whether you're a female, a male, no matter whether you're a novice or an expert, I wanted you to be able to pick up a rod and cast it. And so many people pick things up and they make a cast and it doesn't do anything for them, and they get frustrated. I wanted, no matter what your age group was, whether you're 8 or you're 80, to pick up this rod and still be able to cast that distance.
Sure.
And it makes it so simple that, like I said, a child can do it, no matter what your age is, whether you're male or female. And it's funny because I get husbands and wives on the boat, and there's a little bit of competition here.
It sounds like competition coming.
And the first thing I tell the wife, I said, you're going to cast further than him. And she'll go, well, how do you know that? I said, because you're going to do exactly what I tell you, and he's going to fight me the whole way.
He's going to do whatever he wants, yeah.
I said, he has things to unlearn.
Yeah.
So, but I've been building rods now for 30 years. And I did a lot of custom stuff. We actually still do a lot of stuff here in the United States, and I want to continue that. I got a rod coming out this year where everything's going to be made in the United States.
Awesome.
Fantastic. And I got a question now for you, Terry. We talked about the rods with, was it carbon fiber?
Carbon fiber.
On these things, and the rods themselves are amazing. We did a little talk with Mike well, I talked with him yesterday actually, and he was showing me this thing where I was holding a rod, and of course he showed me how it flexes and all this stuff, and then he held the tip of that rod up against
his larynx,
right against his larynx, and he started whispering, and I could almost hear, like, understand what he was saying through the rod.
Wow.
It was amazing. But what grabbed my attention as first passed by this booth a couple of days back were your guides. Can you talk to us a little bit about the guides on these rods?
Absolutely. One of the things about these guides, it goes against everything. Like I said, I've been building rods for 30 years. It goes against everything I believed in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I had to totally rethink everything that I knew, because you never went smaller on a stripping guide. You always went larger. Well, if you look at that guide, that hole is just as big as the tip.
Yeah, you don't want that first coil, coming off as a big coil, right?
And most people think that what it does is it restricts it.
Yeah.
But it actually speeds it up. And if you understand the engineering behind it, and I'm not an engineer, but if you understand the engineering behind it, it makes perfect sense, because you have a top of a loop and a bottom. But when the top goes through, it hits and it bounces. Well, immediately the other side's coming through. Well, they're the exact same force, so they zero each other out. The only other force is going out the end of the rod, and it pulls the line straight. So now you don't have anything hitting those other guides to restrict the distance on your cast, and you don't have a halo coming out that catches wind. It's streamlined, and now it's more narrow.
So it's almost like a casting rod after that first.
Absolutely.
After that first guide.
And we also came out with the casting rods the same way. Now it doesn't affect it as much as the spinner does.
Mm-hmm.
But if you roll your hand, your spool turns to the side.
Mm-hmm.
You have less less gravitational pull down. But if you throw your baitcaster overhand, what you're doing is you're getting a bounce.
Okay.
And that guide will take that bounce out and make it straight. And it's not as drastic as the spinner is, but it still does exactly the same thing.
And it's going to help you get it out there even further with the bait caster.
I have guys that call me up and they say, I'm casting down to the backing. And
what?
And I tell them, you're crazy. There ain't no way.
Yeah.
You must be using 30-pound braid. No, I'm using 8-pound braid, and I'm throwing down to the backing. And I actually had to have one of my buddies prove it to me.
Wow.
Because I throw bait casters, but I'm not, not really. I would rather throw a spinner.
Sure.
Just because it's easier and I can do more things with it.
Right.
But it works. You know, it's not a gimmick, and that was one of my problems. Was I thought it was a gimmick.
Yeah.
And now I've been building these 10 years. So it's really changed the way I think. It's changed the way I cast. One of the things people go, man, I don't like the microwave guides. And I say, why? And he goes, well, I'm not getting the distance. And I go, that's because you're still casting the way you did with a regular guide. Slow it down and let the rod do what it's supposed to do. The rod carries the load.
Yeah.
So many people think it's in their arm.
Yeah.
And it's not.
And that was what I suffered from when we first went out there outside with Mike to do a little casting demo. I was the first guy from the team that picked one up after Mike showed us how easy it was. I grabbed the hold and I said, well, let me show you. I'm going to hit that building out there. And boy, I laid into it. And it bounced off the ground about 8 foot out in front of me for that first cast. And of course, that was the one that we had recorded and put it out there. So the world's seen me fail miserably. But the fact of the matter was, once Mike explained everything to me a little bit and I got my cast a little better.
It didn't take long to get it down.
No, I did end up hitting the van next to the building.
Yeah.
Don't tell that guy, by the way. There was a pretzel truck, I think, out there that might have a dent in the
pretzel
side.
truck?
3/8 ounce. It's a rubber weight. It's all right.
That's good. So what do you have for sale here at the show?
Well, we had a whole lot of things last Saturday. But our bait casters are almost gone. We've gone through so many. We've got a few, but mostly we got spinners. I've got 2 different. I got some that's got a year warranty. I got some that's got a lifetime warranty.
Nice.
And that dictates the price.
Sure.
They range anywhere from $119 to $400, just depending on the rod itself.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, and looks like you got a pretty good line of clothing
all kinds
here, too.
of apparel out here.
We have, matter of fact, we have a line of women's clothing also that we're sold out of. We still have some of the ladies' hats, but we believe in getting our name out there and keeping it out there.
I really like these, like performance
cool
wear
dries.
fishing shirts.
Yeah. That's all we wear is
the logo on the chest and the name down the sleeve. That looks fantastic.
And those, you can wear them in the summertime. They're cool. They're not hot.
I was really surprised when I put my first one on that was like that. And, standing out in the river when it's 95 degrees, I'm like, why am I wearing a long sleeve shirt? And I was like, huh.
And they're UV protected.
Right.
They're UV protected also. I think they're 30.
Great stuff, Terry.
Perfect.
Hey, we really appreciate the time. We're, what are we, day 4?
Day 4.
Day 4 of the 9-day show. So, guys, get down here if you get a chance. Make sure we're right next to the hog trough, right here in the aisle. You can't miss T Allen. It's all over the place. Big American flags flying up here. The apparel looks fantastic. The rods are here. Terry's here. We'll talk you through any questions that you got. But Terry, if they can't make it down here before show closes next weekend, where can they find you?
We got a website, www.tallenrods.com. You can contact us by email. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram. We've got people all over that's using our product. So
perfect. So tallenrods.com, and Allen spelled ALLEN. Yep. Perfect.
Wonderful.
All right.
Thanks again, Terry.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Terry.
the time.
Thank you, guys.
Our pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Thank you.